That's all.
We have 6 minutes. Okay. Welcome everyone to our live show today, and basically we're just gonna be talking amongst ourselves about how to make our school holidays more productive and fun. And as you can see, it's not just me here today. We have two other people. Sorry. So we have Shian and we have Hasnan. So Shian, can you give us a little bit of an introduction, and then we'll move on to Hasnan as well.
Yep. Hello, my name is Shayan. I'm a student in year 10, currently studying in Al Faisal College, Minto. And yeah, so that's about it.
Hasnan?
Yeah, my name is Hasnain. I am studying also in year 10. I'm in Al Faisal College in Auburn. So, yeah.
Okay, so we have two people from Al Faisal College for different campuses. That's great to know. So many of you probably already know me, but if you don't, my name is Hamza Jamil, and I am in Year 10 at Holston Agricultural High School in Glenfield. So moving on, we shall move on to. So I have a question for all of you. So Shan, can you tell me what are you doing, or what do you have planned for your holidays right now?
For my holidays, I'm planning to do my, work on some hobbies that I wanted to try. Maybe try working on my physical appearance, like exercise a little bit more, do some more cardio. And yeah, maybe set some goals for myself and study a little bit more on subjects I need to work on. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, and Hassan, what's your plan?
So currently my plan is to, study for my upcoming exams, which is next term, and also like trying to, boost my study techniques and try and improve on topics which I have been struggling with over the past few months. So yeah.
All right. So for many of you, I can see that we have about 4 viewers right now, but don't worry, we'll grow that eventually. But for the people that are here, I'll give you a bit of an introduction to Young Innovators Network. So Young Innovators Network is a small organization that is looking to expand, and we work on basically creating and engaging students in different engaging workshops that are normally not taught in school. Currently, we are doing coding workshops and robotics workshops, and we also delve into other workshops such as public speaking, HSC Success Secrets, and many more. So if you guys want any more information about our workshops and what we do, you can always check out our website, which will be posted into the chat very soon. Okay. So, Shian, I can see that you have a pretty set mind on what you want to do. Do you have any goals? Like you said that you were gonna set yourself some goals. Do you have any idea what they're gonna be?
For my goals, I was thinking of just improving on myself because, like, recently, because of exams and studies as such, haven't had time for anything else. And myself in particular, I've been gaining weight. I feel like I just need to work on myself a little bit more and make the most of what I have in terms of time and holidays.
All right, so I see you're focusing a lot on being productive, but how are you gonna?
Hamza, you muted yourself. Hello? Hamza, you're still muted. Hamza, you...
All right, sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties. You can hear me now, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I was just wondering, how are you gonna make your activities more fun?
First of all, I'm gonna try and avoid having a mindset where I focus too much on what I'm gonna gain. Instead, I try and focus on the better parts of my activities. Let's say I'm talking about, for example, let's say for cardio, I want to do boxing. So instead of focusing on the fact that I want to lose weight, I'll try and focus on the fact that I got faster punches, or maybe my technique has improved. I'll try and focus on that sort of stuff and try and sparring with someone to enjoy it more. So I'd focus on the enjoyment aspect and the voluntary aspect more than trying to focus on achieving the goal, you could say.
All right, and Hasnan, do you have any goals for yourself? And please enlighten us.
So currently, I am most of my goals are currently academics. So trying to improve my grades in general. Preparing for my main exams next term, and also like for future exams, so I can improve on subjects which I have struggled with, or I've like done relatively poorly with compared to others. Yeah, and also I'm trying to do some exercise, a bit like Shayan said now, but not as intensive. I'm trying to like do casual exercise, so I can stay healthy while I'm studying as well.
All right, that's great to hear. Okay, so you guys have pretty well like planned your holidays, which is great to hear. And basically, we're going to use that advice and see how you're going. We want to use that advice and tell other people basically who may not have such a well planned out holidays, because as you know, after holidays we have term 4, and for most of us that is a pretty exam heavy term because we have our yearly exams, and also as we're going to be moving into senior year next year, it's going to be pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to ask you. So first, Shian, what does productive mean in your own words?
So productivity itself is when you try and compare what your, let's say, your input versus your output. And what that means is that you try and compare what's most, you can think of it as a way of efficiency in that sense. So when you think of being productive, you think of being efficient, and you think of making the most out of your time. And that's what productivity means to me, because I feel like if you're more efficient, you're basically being more productive. That's my short answer to that. Yep.
All right, that's great. What is your view, Hassan, on productivity?
So productivity, if I were to put it in my own words, would be trying to maximize efficiency while also not trying to overdo things, and also like trying to get maximum output of minimal input as well. Trying to basically, in a business sense, if we were to say, like, try to gain a profit from a certain amount of money as well. So that's just from a business perspective. But if I were to like say in general, I think productivity, I should say, would mean trying to maximize of what you achieve and what you try to accomplish within a certain amount of time in the most efficient way possible. Yeah.
All right, so you guys have a pretty good grasp on productivity, but how would, in your view, how would you make productivity fun? So, Shian?
When we talk about productivity being fun, I would try and think about yep. I'll try and take out the things that I don't see as fun, or try and involve someone else. Because when you have more than one person involved, let's say in such an activity, let's say studying, for example, you can focus more, and at the same time, it's much more fun and enjoyable when you're with someone else. And so one option is to get someone else involved. Another option is to try and ignore or try and cancel out as many things that makes you feel like it's less fun, or that takes out that aspect and makes you focus on something other than fun. And another thing would be being healthy in general can help make productive things more enjoyable. So let's say if you don't exercise a lot, and then you decide to do, like, let's say, a lot of studying for many days, what's going to happen eventually? You're going to start turning out to be miserable. However, if you exercise and then study a lot, then what happens is that, or at least if you exercise regularly, then what happens is that you're able to do all the studying. You find it easy as well, and it helps your mental and cognitive health as well. So my three things would be basically exercise, or try and do some healthy activity, try and involve someone else, and try and cancel out or leave out the things that are going to make it less fun. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. We'll move on to you, Hasnan. So how would you make productivity fun?
So in order for productivity to be productive, well, you need to like try to implement some strategies which can help you, which can motivate you towards achieving that productivity, and also trying to maximize how much you do in a certain amount of time. So how do so making productivity fun would mean trying to do that, trying to do a certain task, for example, like Shayan said, we're studying, but trying to do that task while also, trying to understand what you're trying to say as well. Because the problem with most people is that when they're studying from a book, they just read like whatever it says and whatever they're supposed to read. But the problem is that they don't understand what they're reading, and that probably makes it boring and often confusing for some people. But if you actually understand what's going on, and if you know that, and if you know what your strengths and weaknesses are, then you know and you can sort of like do a self quiz on yourself. You can try and test yourself, or you can get others to test you. So if there's something you don't know how to answer when someone's trying to test you, that means that means where to improve on, while also like trying to engage in socializing with people as well. And also I would recommend when take breaks in between, so for what just to like calm down and not trying to overdo too much study, because the last thing you want is study burnout. And you need to try and space out your study times, and so to do that you need to like try to take approximately 15 to 30-minute breaks in between every hour. That's what I've been taught. And basically during this time you could like take a little rest, or take a phone for a couple of minutes, or do some casual exercise like Shayan said. So eventually from this it would be easier to like retain knowledge, and also complete the tasks much faster and much more efficiently. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Hasnan. So I just want to bring it back to Shian. Shian, you mentioned the use of sports and physical activity. So what sports are you basically involved in at the moment?
At the moment, as I mentioned before, I wasn't involved in sports before. As in, I used to go to gym, and when I went to gym, what happened was that I was able to keep myself healthy mentally because I was doing more exercise. I felt like I was being more productive, and it helped me a lot in terms of studying and staying focused. And I didn't get angry over schoolwork, or I didn't feel really tired after school. So recently, I was getting really tired after studying, and I was actually didn't do any exercise recently. So what I've noticed is that whenever someone does exercise, or whenever I exercise personally, I've noticed that what happens is that everything in terms of studying and my mental health actually improves a lot more if I exercise. So that's why I mentioned in my, let's say, goals for these holidays, especially, is to try get back into exercising a little bit, maybe try some boxing, some cardio, and some other sports. Like that would be fun. That's why, and yeah, that's about it. So at the moment, I'm not into anything, but I am planning to go into something.
All right, that's great to hear. So before we move on, I'd just like to say thank you to the 8 people that are viewing on our Facebook right now and our YouTube. It means a lot, your guys' support, and please post comments below. We can see them and we can acknowledge them just like we are about to do now. So Jahid ul Islam says, keep going, guys, and schoolboys and parents can learn a lot from it. So thank you for that comment, Jahid. It means a lot. And I've asked Shian what sports he's into, but I want to ask Hasnan. Hasnan, are you interested in any sports, or do you already play sports? And please enlighten us on your physical aspect.
Okay, so I used to do sports. I used to play cricket here in Auburn. But due to like study responsibilities, I kind of wanted to keep that aside for quite some time, because like study load increased, and my schoolwork also required a lot more. However, despite like putting aside cricket for 3 years ago, I'm looking forward to trying out some new sports as well. Especially trying out like solo sports like tennis, swimming, and many of those types of sports. Also, am kind of interested in going gym just to improve my health and fitness as well, and that kind of helps me with metabolism, and with with remembering crucial aspects, like not even going to gym, but just like doing some like basic physical activity at home, or that could help me with my studies and help me with my knowledge retention as well. Yeah.
All right, so I see all of you have you have your like productive side as in studying, and you have your physical side as well, which is great to hear. Personally, I have also joined the gym, and I'm going 3 days a week. I also like to play soccer. I can play ultimate frisbee,
That's
European
good.
handball, um, and many other sports. I may not be good at them, but I like playing them, and that's really important. Don't let yourself down because you think you're bad. Just remember, it's not about your like skill level. It's about if you're able to do it, and if you're
Yeah.
able to do it, you can improve your skills over time. All
Hmm.
right, so I'm very pleased to hear this from both of you because not many people in these holidays are engaging in physical activities, and especially since COVID has happened and when we went into that quarantine period. During that time, not many people went outside or even inside. They didn't do physical activity, and I'm one of those people. And I should. I'm trying to improve my physical state as much as I possibly can. So
So the rest of us, man.
yeah, but so, Shion, how do you think many people aren't don't have access to transport, and they might live in like rural areas or something like that? So, how do you think they can keep up their physical state using home equipment or staying at home or the area around them?
Here's the thing, there's something where basically you have calisthenics, right? And calisthenics is basically you don't need weights to do calisthenics. You can work out at home. If you actually go on YouTube, there are many tutorials by channels like Thenx. You also have Thenx, Athlenex. They give really helpful tutorials on how to do calisthenics and working out at home. And the way they design their workouts is really helpful because you start off small. But what happens when you make bigger and bigger milestones? It what's called motivates you a lot more. And so that's one example is that you could try doing calisthenics, which are basically body weight exercises. Then there are other things that you can try buying equipment. If you don't have equipment, then you can do the workouts at home. You don't need anything. Some people use chairs. You can also use sofas. You can do, and so basically the point to take from this is that you don't need a very expensive equipment. And if, especially if you're in an area that maybe it's hard to find equipment, or maybe it's just hard to find an area to try a new sport, some equipment can be really cheap, and some things you don't even need that much equipment, or calisthenics exercises in general don't need equipment at all. So that's a good starting place if you want to get started.
All right, thank you, Shayan. So, Hasnan, do you have anything to add on how you can keep your physical state up during staying home or not having access to certain equipment like other people or certain means of transport?
One thing I would recommend is that there are certain health fitness apps which can help you to maintain physical activity uh, while not requiring any professional gym equipment or anything. There's this one app I've read about recently. It's called Center. I think it's from Chris Hemsworth, if I'm correct. So basically, he offers a lot of home and gym workouts, which are very useful for people of any gender, any age. They are specifically like tailored workouts based on your fitness level, and so you can pretty much like reach your goal no no matter how old you are or what gender you are or where you live, pretty much. That app makes maintaining physical fitness easy and also efficient as well. And it doesn't sacrifice on time, and it's free. I think the app is free. Yes, it is. So that is really useful as well. Another thing I would recommend also, like Shayan said, is uh, certain fitness YouTube channels, just such as he mentioned, Athlenex, which does do really good workouts. I've seen a few of the videos. They're really helpful. And yeah, they're really helpful for people who live in rural areas, who don't have access to transport, or like who don't have good facilities in those areas. So yeah.
All right, thank you for that information. Okay, so now, basically, I just want to remind everyone that when we will be having a quiz later on, and for that quiz, you can win a $50 voucher. We will be only playing that quiz if we have 10 participants, so please stay. It won't be very long from now. So yeah, now basically we're gonna try and finish this off so that we can move on to the quiz. Shian, Hassan, I want your opinions on how people can make their holidays more productive and fun. What are some pointers you can give to these people? And what are some things that are working for you that you think may help other people establish this goal for a holiday? So we'll start with Shian. So Shian, you're up.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
So treat your holidays like a timetable, basically. So what you want to do, you want to think of your ideal day. So you have your ideal day set, and when you think about your ideal day, you also want to achieve something. You want to make yourself better. So that's the same thing. That's how you design a timetable. You think of your ideal day. Now think about it in terms of holidays. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger now. So we thought of our ideal day. Now in our ideal day, we want time for ourselves to play games. We want time for ourselves to improve ourselves. We want exercise time, study time. Now let's put this on a bigger scale. Now we have holidays. We have a lot of days and weeks. So now we want to dedicate some days maybe to exercising, and we want to try and break out our days and create a proper timetable for each day. So try and treat your holidays as if it's the time you have, and try and make and schedule your holidays so that's the most ideal holiday you can ever have. Whether it's 1 week or 2 weeks, you want to make sure that you can do the most you can for yourself, and so that you feel like it's the best holidays you'll ever have. Sometimes plans don't go as they're meant to, and that's God's choice. But at the end of the day, if you set your timetable for these holidays, then you can achieve a lot for yourself, and you can fulfill your own life and probably help others as well.
All right, thank you, Shian. If any of the viewers have questions on how personally they can improve themselves, please put them in the comments, and we will, us three will try and answer them to our best abilities. So Hasnan, I want your ideas on how people can, what pointers you can give to people on making their holidays more productive.
So, but making your holidays productive is somewhat a lot easier, but also a lot harder in trying to maintain productivity. Because the thing is that the holidays are a time for relaxing, a time to chill out, just take a break from all schoolwork, but also it's a time where you get extra time, so you get more than enough hours in a day to do whatever you want, but also fulfill your main activities and fulfill your studies as well. So how would I make my holidays productive? I would, like Shayan said, I would make a timetable as well. But so what's different would be you know, trying to make your timetable according to what commitments you have during the day, during that specific day as well, so that you can so that nothing interferes with your specific timetable, and so you can have as much flexibility as you want while trying to complete your task as well. And what I recommended before is trying to have a break every now and then. So it's not, so you're not doing too much of one thing and you have very little time to do another. So yeah, that's what I recommend.
All right. Okay, so thank you, Sean. Thank you, Hasnan. Okay, so do you guys have any final advice on what people can do? Because I'm pretty sure there's many people out there who are struggling. So personally, I'd say one of my biggest struggles is getting up early in the morning and sleeping early because I'm one of those people that likes to stay up late at night playing games or just watching movies, TV shows. So, do you guys have any pointers on how people like me can help or get help on that? So, how we can wake up early in the morning? So, Sean, do you have any on that?
Okay. So when it comes to waking up early in the morning, first of all, sleeping early would obviously be the best thing for you. But another thing would be that try and make sure you diet yourself, have a proper diet. So don't like eat a little bit less. Don't try and eat at really bad times. So really late in night, just before going to bed, is the worst time to eat. Trust me, I know. So because it's ruined my sleep schedule as well many times. And another thing that's good is that let's say you put an alarm and you don't wake up to the alarm. So if you don't wake up to the alarm, then what you want to do is that you want to try and get someone else involved. Like I mentioned, bringing a friend, you also have your parents. Since you're really young, you'll have your parents in the house. So you have your parents in the house, try and ask them to wake you up. Because your parents also wake up really early and have a good schedule. So if you try and ask them to wake you up, what will happen is that this will bring a positive effect to your life since you'll get in the habit of waking up early. When you wake up early, you'll have more time for yourself. So try and get your parents involved, try setting up alarms, and also try and work on your own habits and try and fix your lifestyle in that sense so that you don't have any sort of extra, let's say, factors that affect your sleep. And yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Hasnan. On to you now. What do you have as advice for people that wake up late, stay late, stuff like that?
The main advice I would have is to obviously sleep early, like Shayan said, and also trying to follow a strict bedtime schedule so that you don't face any interruptions while trying to sleep. And of course, maintaining a good sleep for us teenagers basically would be around 7 to 8 hours a day, which shockingly most teenagers are not getting, which can affect their cognitive health in many ways, which I'm not going to get to for time constraints. But ju- but from me, the main advice would be to set up alarms, trying to follow a daily routine, always sleep on time, and especially when studying, people do all-nighters, which I do not recommend. I strongly do not recommend. I've had experience as well when trying to study for exams. Uh, and it's better if you instead of like trying to sleep at like 12 a.m. After studying for almost like 4 hours, you could wake up early and study for the same amount of time, except you're more fresh in the morning and therefore you can retain more knowledge as well, which can certainly help you better than just getting an all-nighter before night of exam. But otherwise, don't just don't stay up too late. Like the time I would recommend for us sleeping, for me personally, I sleep probably around 10 to 10:30. I have my dinner like 2 hours before, so the just for health purposes, and and avoid watching screens but like 2 hours before bedtime, as that can also affect your sleep as well. Yeah, that's my advice.
All right, thank you for that. I definitely need to take some pointers on that because I watch very late. Okay, so just a reminder for everyone who wants to participate in the um in the quiz later on. We will be we'll be doing it on the Young Innovators Facebook page. As you can see, there's the link. We will be doing it in a very short time, so please make your way over there, and we will commence the quiz from there. So we have a viewer called Jelly Jacksman. She says hi. They say hi. My name is Jelly. Can I have help with how to manage life? Well, Jelly, we have been talking about that. We've been more talking about how to make our holidays productive. So we'll get back to you on that. We'll probably talk about that on a later workshop, on a later show on how to manage life. But right now we're just talking about how to manage our holidays. So we've talked about productivity. We've talked about fun. We've talked about physical health. What about mental health over the holidays? So Xian, can you please give your opinion on how to keep our mental health state up during these holidays? So over to you, Sean.
Yep. So keeping your mental state up during these holidays. Let me just think about it. If you feel down for any reason, sometimes you just, let's say the term's just ended, you have a lot of exams done, and you feel really tired because you've been studying a lot, feel really tired, and then you don't have any goals, you don't have any. Right now, you feel like you're not going in any direction, right? So the best thing for you to do is to just lay down, take a break, catch up on that sleep that you need, try and take the breaks that you need, try and not overwork yourself during these holidays at the start. So make it a little bit easier for yourself. And then afterwards, okay, so now that you're a little bit calmer, you can think. Now, you're able to think. Now you want to think of a direction you want to go through. So in terms of your direction, you want to try and set up goals for yourself. Because when you set up goals, you work towards those goals. When you work towards those goals, you won't be feeling, let's say, depressed or sad. Because when you're working towards a goal, you feel like you're making progress. So try and what's it called? Take the break that you need because everything's finished. Now take a break. Now set up goals and move forward and be progressive with your life or your holidays or your schedule, etc. That's my advice.
Okay, thank you for that. Well, Hasnan, do you have any opinion on that, and do you have any advice for that as well?
So I would 100% agree with Shan's opinion, and trying to set up goals during the holidays and trying to be committed to that regularly, and trying to fulfill those goals well as most efficiently and quickly as you can. Uh, to improve your mental health during holidays, especially during this period where we're all subjected to lockdowns, and it's been a relatively hard time, and mental health has been another crisis. My main advice would be trying to connect with your friends through social media, through many different platforms, uh, and tr- and trying to and trying to work on specific goals that you might have wanted to do but you couldn't do earlier. And when when your mental health is down, try to think of certain things that might have you have done well in, and that might improve it, and that might give you positivity for the near future. um, but otherwise, maintaining your mental health during these holidays is really important, and try not to stress a lot, but also try to maintain a good schedule about what you're planning to do, and not to bite off more than you can chew. So yeah, that's my advice.
All right, that's some great advice from both of you, and I appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure our viewers do too. So so basically, I'll now explain the quiz more. So the quiz is going to be for a $50 gift voucher that is going to be used on save247.com.au. You can use it on any purchase. There is no minimum buy limit. However, if you spend less than $50, you will not get any cash back. But it's still a great opportunity to win, as it will be based mainly on trivial questions. So everyone has a chance to grab that $50. last week's winner has claimed their prize, and we have sent it their voucher, and they are going to redeem that when they go shopping on that website. So we're just gonna wait for our viewership to go up a bit, and then we will start. So just remember that it will be over the Young Innovators Network Facebook page, not the Pack Oz or the web YouTube, because it will be done through the questions, through the comments. So what you have to do basically, the questions will be on the screen, and you just have to put A, B, or C, or 1, 2, or 3, what answer you think is correct, and from there it will be registered by the computer, and then the person that does it the fastest and the person that has the most questions correct by the end will be the winner of the show. So we're ready to go.
Yeah, just let me see if I can be share screen. Today's topic is computers. So if you're good with the computer, you can.
So today's topic is going to be more focused on the computers and IT department. So let's get started. Well, we're just going to be sharing our screen, and from there we will get started.
For people who join, to please share the link. Where's the link? Meanwhile, thank you to all the
So thanks to all the people here today. It means a lot. It may not be a lot, but every person we get is is welcome to join. So Young Innovators Network will be holding workshops on Monday and Tuesday at ISRA Auburn. We'll be going there and running a robotics and coding workshop simultaneously. So if you want any more further information about that, you can always check out our website. The banner, the flyer for the workshop is on the screen now if you want to see and if you want the information. So as I was saying, you can go to our website, and any future upcoming workshops will be posted there. And if you want to join the panel or join the Young Innovators Club, please give your email give your email and your contact details to our email, and we will be in contact with you as soon as possible, because we're looking to expand, and how we expand is by getting more people, contacting more people, and engaging them. So even uh, if you're above the age of 10, even we are willing to contact you and engage with you. um, so before we get started, Shian, Hassan, do you have anything else to say? Anything about the Young Innovators Club or any of the opportunities or workshops that we give? Do you have anything to say about those?
Um, so basically, regarding Young Innovators Network, I've actually went to some of their workshops. It's been a lot of fun as well. So I highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in trying let's say, a new career or wants to get experience in something. An example might include, let's say, you want to try out coding. You can try out one of the coding workshops. They'll give you a good idea on how coding's like. Same with robotics. It'll teach you how it's like coding the robots and also actually testing all the
Alright,
robots.
sorry to stop you there, but the quiz has started. So what does the term MIME stand for in regards to computing? So put the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 down in the comments section, and people that reply first will get more points and hence be closer to winning the $50. So next question will be in 30 seconds. So just wait for that. So what does the term MIME stand for? It stands for multi-purpose internet mail extensions. That was a pretty hard first question, but don't worry. It is Oh, I see we have another member playing. Shian Shoaib, thank you for joining. So, which programming language was developed by Sun Microsystems in 1995? Was it Python, Solaris OS, Java, or C++? So, the quicker you put it and the more accurate your answers are, the higher chance you will get of winning the prize. So we have Burhuala Afnan, who was our previous winner, and he has said number 3. Right now it's between Shian and Burhuala who are participating. So the faster you put your answers, the better. The timer has run up. So which programming language was developed by Sun Microsystems in 1995 is yet to be determined. So Shian Shuaib, you have to put your answer before the timer runs out for for it to count. So let's see what the answer was. We have 16 seconds till the next question. So be prepared. So it was JavaScript. So Burhwala, you got the highest. You were the first person to answer, so you get the most points from that question. Shian Shoaib, you're not far behind. You can still win this. So next question, how many bits make up the significant proportion of a single precision floating point number? That is a mouthful of a question, but let's see who gets it right. You can put multiple answers. It's just it's your latest answer before the timer runs out that is counted. So let's see. We have 10 seconds until the timer runs out. We shall see if anyone answers and who will get the question. Burhawala Afnan has put number 1 and Shian Shoaib has put number 4. Let's see. Shian Ali has put number 2. So let's see which one of them's right. We have 19 seconds till the next question. The answers are being computed by the software and we'll soon know. So it was indeed 23 and Burwala got that. So he is ahead in the lead. He is ahead and is in the lead. Shian, you still have a chance to win this. How many bits make up? That is the same question twice. That is okay. We have small hiccups like these all the time, where we're just learning as well. The software is new, so you guys can still answer, and there's still many points to be grabbed. We have 10 seconds until the next question. Shafqat Ali has put number 2. Shian has put 4. Yes, Shian Shoaib, it was the same question. Unfortunately, again, it's just a small hiccup, but hopefully the next question is different. So we are still waiting for the answers to be computed. So it was 23. Burhuala got that right again, and Shian was behind. What is the current term for the metal object in between the CPU and the CPU fan with a computer system? Is it CPU vent? Is it the temperature dissipator? Is it the heat vent or the heat sink? So if any of you have any experience in building a computer, you might know what this is. Shian, I know you've built a computer before. I expect you to get this right. That's Shian Ali. So 5 seconds. Shian Shuaib has put 4. Shafqat has put 4. Burhuala has put 1. Young Innovators are playing as well. They've put 4. It is computing. Next question is in 30, 29, 28 seconds. The answer is still being computed, but we will know shortly what the correct answer was. I'm pretty sure it is a heatsink. I might be wrong, but that's what I think it is. And it indeed was the heatsink. So Burhwala was the only one to get that wrong, which makes the competition even tighter, as many other people have commented. Shian Shoaib says, I've built 2 computers. Well, good job. You got that question right, so you know what you're doing. And those computers must be built properly then. All of the following programs are classified as raster graphics editors except, is it Paint.net, GIMP, or GIMP? Adobe Photoshop or Inkscape. Unfortunately, I do not know what raster graphics are, but other people might know. So the questions are being the answers are being computed, and we will know the answers soon. So Inkscape was the correct answer. Shafqat and Burwala got that right, and Shian both got it wrong. So right now it is Shafqat, Burwala, and Shian Shoaib, I believe, that are contesting for first place. On which computer hardware device is the BIOS chip located? Is it the hard disk drive, central processing unit, motherboard, or graphics processing unit? Shafqat has put number 3. Okay, the motherboard. If you don't know the abbreviations for the others, it's basically a hard drive or a HDD, CPU, which is the central processing unit, and a GPU, which is the graphics card. So I do believe that the right answer is the motherboard from the many videos I've watched on how to build a PC. I believe that the motherboard does contain the BIOS chip, if I can speak English today. So I think I see that everyone has put question answer 3. I believe you to be correct, but let's see. I see Shafqat has put the answer first, so he'll get the most points out of that. Then it's Shian, followed by Shian 2, followed by Burwala. Remember, the faster you answer, the better. In programming, the ternary operator is mostly defined with what symbols? Is it 2 question marks? Is it if then? Is it 1 question mark or a question mark followed by a colon? Shafqat Ali seems to be a tech genius as he is the first one to answer. He has put number 1. This might be a bit biased here, but it's okay. He says he has guessed this. Let's see if he has pulled it off or does he actually know what he's doing. Burhwala has put number 3. Shafqat put number 1. Shian Shoaib has put number 4. Where's Shian Ali? You gonna answer? He has put number 4 as well. Let's see who is right. So another way, this is basically another way of learning. So many people aren't. So there's different types of learning people. So people are either auditory, visual, tertiary, which basically means they like hands-on stuff. So this is a fun, interactive, and productive way of learning. Next question. When was the programming language C, that symbol, released? Was it in 2000, 1998, 1999, or 2001? These years are very close together, so whoever gets it on the dot will win the most points, that is.
It's called C sharp. C sharp is the programming language.
So it is C# programming language. Okay, well, the answers are being computed. Oh, Melanie has joined again, so thank you for joining again. I remember seeing you last one as well, which is great to see. So it is being processed. Shian has put 4, Burhwala has put 1. Burhwala was the one that got it right. It is 2000. Shafkat and Melanie were guessed 1998, and they unfortunately got it wrong. .rs is the top level domain for what country? Is it Romania, Serbia, Russia, or Rwanda? Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you guess. Xian said, I knew it was a newer language. I didn't know what year though. That is okay, Xian. In history, we do not learn when programming languages were released. It'll be very fun though if we did learn stuff like that. So Xian was the fastest to answer with number 3. Then it's Melanie who said 4. Shafkat, Burwala, and Xian Chuaib all said 2, which is Serbia. We have 10 viewers right now, and 8 people have reacted to our live stream. So thank you to those 8 people, and thank you to the 10 people who are viewing, and greatly appreciating the people that are participating. So indeed, it was Serbia. Serbia was the correct answer. So this makes the competition even tighter. Generally, which component of a computer draws the most power? Is it the video card? Is it the hard drive? Is it the processor? Or is it the power supply? Again, Shian Shoaib and Shian Ali, I expect you to get this right. Since you've both built computers, you should know this. But any other tech geniuses out there, they'll probably also know this. You have 10 seconds to answer the question. Remember, the faster you answer, the more points you'll get. Shian Ali has said always the GPU, always, and Shian Shoaib has said as in use. I'm pretty sure it is as in use. Burhuala, Shian Shoaib, 1-1. Okay. I believe that the video card does draw the most power. Many video cards now are highly advanced, and the more advanced they get, the more power they need, basically. So we have 10 seconds until the next question. So Burhuala, Shian, and Shian 2 all got that right, and Ali was the only one that got that wrong. In CSS, which of these values cannot be used with the position property? Is it static, absolute, center, or relative? Shian Shoaib has brought up the 3090, which is going to be the next generation of GPUs released by NVIDIA.
Related to the layout.
So if you didn't know, CSS is a design programming language related to the layout of website, web pages and stuff. So Shafkat, Burhuala, Shian, and Xian 2 have all put 1 as the answer. Let's see if they are right or wrong. So it indeed was not 1, it was 3. That's okay, as long as all of you got it wrong, that's fine. Because it makes the competition even tighter. I can see Xian in the background scratching his head, so is Hasnan. They're all stressing, they all want this $50 voucher. So which of these people was not a founder of Apple Incorporated? Was it Steve Jobs, Ronald Wayne, Steve Wozniak, or Jonathan Ive? I think. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. I see Shafkat has put 3, Burwala has put 2, Shan has put 3. I also believe that it is 3 from a guesstimate. From previous books, from previous articles I have read, I'm pretty sure Steve Wozniak was definitely there, and I've heard Ronald Wayne's name somewhere. So from deducing that, I think Jonathan Ive or Ivy is the only one who does not belong. And indeed, I was correct. And so were Shafkat, Shian, and Shian. And Burhwala was incorrect, which makes the first place open. In programming, what do you call functions with the same name but with different implementations? Overloading, overriding, abstracting, or inheriting. So this is for more of those people that are into programming and programming languages such as C++, Python, and C#, which we saw. In Young Innovators Network workshops, we also do coding and we use the Scratch software. So if you want more information about that, we will also be expanding and going on to other languages such as C++, Python, if we get the opportunity to and the audience. So if you want to see that, put it in the comments or email us and we will try our best to arrange a workshop for that as well. So we have about 20 seconds till the next question. The computer is collating the answers and we will know who got them right and who was fastest to answer. So Shian Shoaib was the only one to get that right. It is overloading. Now, Shian Shoaib, be honest, did you search it up or was it a guess or did you actually know that? You don't have to answer that. I was just there. What does RAID or RAID stand for? Does it stand for Rapid Access for Indexed Devices, Range of Applications with Identical Designs, Randomized Abstract Identification Description, Redundant Array of Independent Disks? Shafkat has put 4. Will people follow his footsteps and go for 4, or will they go a different route? All depends. So RAID is mainly used in servers because there's many disks in a server, and if one fails, we can move on to the other one, and that's why this is used. This term is used in when dealing with servers. Xian says, just guessing at this point. We can see you got that question wrong, unfortunately. However, Xian Shoaib said that I'm right, and he was indeed right. However, Shafkat was first to answer. Xian also said Raid Shadow Legends, which is a game. So,
It's a good question.
So in CSS, which of these values cannot be used with the position property? This is a repeated question, so were you paying attention to the answer? This is a test of memory as well. It looks like the competition between the Xi'ans is getting a bit heated. I can see in the comments they're going at each other. They want this $50. You should too, which is why you should join this competition. Xi'an, Shoaib, yes, this was the same question, but it was also a test of memory. Were you paying attention? So I have been advised that there are 4 questions left, so the competition is getting tighter, and I can see that these contestants want the $50. So Shafqat was fastest to answer, then followed by Burhuwala, Shian, and Shian Ali. What 5-letter word is the motto of the IBM computer company? Is it click, logic, pixel, or think? So if any of you at your schools had IBM computers, you would know this. That's the only reason I know this as well. So Shafqat has put 4, Burhuwala has put 2, Shian Ali has put 4, Shian Shoaib is yet to answer. Is Burhuwala going to be right, or is Shian and Shafqat going to get the points on this question? I believe the answer is 4, from what I can remember. So next question is in around 20 seconds. We will be given the answer pretty shortly, and we will know who got the most points out of that question. Remember, fastest to answer gets more points. And indeed, the answer was think. Unfortunately, Burhuwala got that question wrong, which may have compromised him the first position. When was the programming language C# released? Do you guys remember this question? Do you remember the answer? It is all a game of knowledge and memory at this point. Shefkat has put 1998. It's We have, like I said, the question time has finished. Now we will find out the answer. Shian Shoaib has put 1, Shian Ali has put 4, Burhuwala Afnan has put 2, and I believe that he has the right answer. I think. I'm pretty sure it's 2000. Once again, thank you to the 6 people who are viewing and to the 10 people who have reacted to this show. And thank you to the 4 contestants participating in this quiz. We have passed the 1 hour mark by 3 minutes for this show. And Shian, Shoaib, and Burhuwala both got that question right. It indeed was 2000. I'm disappointed in Shian Ali. Thought he would remember this. Shian, surely you have got to remember this question. What does RAID or RAID stand for? Hasnan, do you remember this question? Burhuwala, do you remember this question? Shafqat, do you remember this question? Shian has put RAID Shadow Legends again. You remember the name of the game, but do you remember the question's answer? Shian has put 3, but on my screen he was the last person to put 3, which may have cost him some points that he dearly may have needed. It's all a game of knowledge, memory, and fast typing. So most gamers are at an advantage here. We have about 20 seconds left, and I'm pretty sure we are nearing the end of this trivia quiz. I can see the contestants are very, very eager to get this $50, as anyone would be. $50 is a lot of money and can be used to get a lot of stuff. So the only person to get that question wrong was Shian Shoaib. Which of these is the name for the failed key escrow device introduced by the National Security Agency in 1993? Is it the Clipper chip? Is it the Enigma machine? Is it the Skipjack? Or is it the Nautilus? Nautilus? I think that's how you say it. So, who is gonna get this right? Who is gonna search this up? Who is gonna guess? All depends. So was it the Clipper chip? Was it the Enigma machine? These names are very out of the ordinary, is what I'm gonna say. This was the last question. We are going to know So once again, thank you to the 7 people who are watching. We have just been given the answer, and Clipper Chip was the correct answer. Sorry, Shian and Shafkat have got the answer right. Shian Shoaib and Burhuala unfortunately were incorrect. So Shian Shoaib is the winner of the $50 voucher, followed closely by Burhuala Afnan, who was last week's winner, followed by Shafkat, Shian, and then Young Innovators, who have only 1 point. However, it was very close for the first point, as Shian only won by 1 point. Shian Shoaib, you are not being cheated on, as you can clearly see that you won the prize. So, Shian Shoaib, please send us your email at learn@younginnovators.net.au, and we can send you the code for the prize, for the $50 voucher. Other than that, this is come to a close. I like to bring my other panel to the stream, and we can all give our final remarks, and that'll be for this session. So Hasnan, what would you like to say before you leave today?
The thing I would end with today is just during these holidays, be as productive as you can. Don't waste your time. Maintain a strict timetable so you know you can manage your time efficiently, and set goals so you can fulfill them during these holidays when you have more time. So that's all I'll say.
Okay, thank you for that. Shian, anything you'd like to add before we end the session today?
So yeah, first of all, just calm down. Tests are finished. Just take a break, and after taking a break, just think about your holidays. Think about what you want to do, and based on that, make goals and try and better yourself during these holidays, and set yourself up for the next term as well.
Okay, thank you both for that. If you guys want to join, if any of you want to join this panel about any other topic, it may not have to be this one, please contact us at learn@younginnovators.net.au, and we'll get in contact with you. Remember, we're trying to expand our organization, and any help we can get is much of great use, and we will definitely try our best to incorporate you into this organization. Thank you all for joining, and that is the end of this week's show on how to make your holidays more productive and fun. I hope you learned something. There will be a recording of this show on the Young Innovators and Park Oz Facebook page, so you guys can watch this later if you want. And that's it for all. It is now 1 hour and 10 minutes basically. Thank you to those people that participated in the quiz. and thank you to our viewers and the people who reacted to this view. You can see all our links here. If you have anything else to add, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much and goodbye.